8 months and 23 days, I own you body and soul.
Yes, sir.
Must be 98. Sure could use some rain. You got a rotten temper.
Once. Just once.
Well, that was enough. Slattery, you killed a man with your bare hands. Don't ever forget it, because I won't.
I paid for it. I put in my time.
You hate everybody, George?
No, sir.
Me?
No, sir.
Then why do you keep clenching and unclenching your fists?
Look, don't I obey the rules? I got a job. I don't drink. I'm in bed every night by 12 o'clock. Why do you keep ripping me apart every time I come in here?
By the time you figure out the answer to that, you won't hate me anymore.
I don't hate you. I just don't understand you.
I understand you, that's enough. A week from Tuesday, same time, and unless I want to see you sooner.
Yes, sir.
You can go now, Slattery.
Yes, sir.
Walk slow, kid. And keep your hands in your pockets.
The American Dream. A desire for the good things in life. To move up to better living. Isn't this what all of us want? A better car. A better home. It's the American way to move up to quality. Quality usually costs a lot more, but not always. Schlitz, for example, is one of the finer things of life that everyone can afford. It gives you so much more in refreshment. In satisfaction, too. It's the world's best seller at any price. Move up to quality. Move up to Schlitz. The beer that made Milwaukee famous.
Sit down, Slattery. Make yourself comfortable. It's your room.
What do you want, Julie?
To talk. That's all, just to talk.
Well, I got nothing to say to you, so get out of here and take your creeps with you.
You're a lousy host. Listen, when you came out of cold storage, I sent word for you to find a new place to live. I mean, a whole new neighborhood. You get the message?
I got it.
Georgie, I'm afraid you didn't. You've done a lot of trouble around here. Jimmy Palace is in jail. I don't have to tell you what happened to Joey Mapes because you put him there.
That was an accident.
The state called it manslaughter second.
Julie, I'm not moving anyplace. So save your breath and stay out of my way.
You don't get the message, kid. I've taken over. I run things now.
Not me, you don't.
And I got a long memory, especially for my friends.
Well, good for you. Now get out.
The law is easy on you. I won't be. Wash them hands, kid. Wash them hands.
Yeah, it kills me, but I gotta root for the Giants. I don't care if they move to Japan. It's still my team.
Hey, Jerry. Who's the girl?
Hi, Schlitz. How you gonna root for a team if you never see them play?
Hey, what's the matter? Am I diseased or something? Ever since I got out of the can, you guys been walking around me. Why?
Don't get sore, Georgie. It's Jimmy Palace's kid, Sister Helen.
Thanks for nothing.
Hello, Georgie.
You know me?
Who doesn't?
Jerry says you're Jimmy Palace's sister.
Well, that doesn't exactly put me in the social register, does it?
You waiting for someone?
Not exactly.
Want to go for a walk?
When they run out of the weather, this will give them something else to talk about.
Hi, Rosie. Right up. Didn't take you long to double-cross me, huh?
What are you talking about?
Helen Palace.
Hey, look, Julie, you don't own the whole world, you know.
What are you, a big man or something? Helen Palace is my girl, and I'm telling you to stay away from her.
That ain't the way she told it to me.
Hey, you say it. Helen Palace belongs to Julie Dreiss.
Are you off your rocker?
Say it! What, do you want to prove she's your girl? You want to swing at me to prove it? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, what she wants is a man, not a spineless one. Come on, get out of here. Go ahead. Big man.
Everybody in the office laughed.
So let them laugh.
In the beginning, you only called maybe once or twice a day. Yesterday, you called me 4 times.
There would have been 5 only I ran out of dimes.
Oh, you get fired.
No, my boss is a nice guy. He don't mind.
My boss gave me those tickets for the concert.
Yeah? Well, thank him for me, huh?
Did you really like it?
I like any place as long as it means being with you.
I feel like you only went because I had the tickets and I wanted to go.
Well, you want to know the truth? I didn't think I'd like it, Helen, but after I got there, I liked it.
Georgie, Julie called me at the office.
So?
He said you wouldn't show up tonight, but I knew you would.
Yeah. Take a lot more than him to stop me.
Only maybe you shouldn't.
Would it make any difference to you if something happened to me?
Yes.
I ain't never laid a hand on you, Helen, have I? You know why? Just 3 weeks, and I love you.
I think from the first night I loved you.
And Julie can't do nothing. He can't do nothing.
You think this is a tunnel of love or something, Slattery?
Is that you, Branahan?
Douse the light, Mac. Ain't that Jimmy Palace's sister? Yeah. You're supposed to be tucked in bed by 12. It's almost 1:45.
I live right down the block. We were just going.
Well, don't be here when I get back.
Any excuse. They're just waiting for a chance to throw me back in a can.
I love you, Georgie.
A million laws. And they're just waiting for me to break one, just one.
Would it be against the law if you just held my hand?
Where'd you go last night?
To the concert. I knew you wouldn't believe me, so I brought along the ticket stubs. I got there a little late, so we didn't get a program. But there was this thing at the end of the opera where it was with a soprano, and 2 women and 2 guys were singing, and the soprano was dropping dead slow.
The last scene from Traviata.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, the soprano's name was Violetta. You believe me?
You've always been honest with me, George. Why shouldn't I believe you? You're proud, Slattery. You've got a lot of roaring appetites, most of them good. You can be quite a guy if you learn to hold them where they belong.
What do you mean?
Discipline. Only not the kind I impose. The kind that comes from inside you. All by yourself, you've got to learn self-control. What's more important? Exactly what is important.
Yes, sir.
I want to see if you got the guts to do the right thing. You went to the concert with Helen Palace.
I didn't tell you that.
Only because I didn't ask you.
Well, you see, her brother's a con, and he used to run with the crowd I had trouble with, so I didn't want to mention her name unless you did ask me.
Slattery, suppose I said you couldn't see her anymore.
Oh, no, don't do that. This is a nice girl. She's better than any sermon or any rule that was ever written. I love her. I don't know what I'd do. No, please don't make me do that.
Well, I haven't judged the girl yet. It's my job to know about these things, but I'm not God Almighty. I'll let you know.
But you won't say no.
Her brother's in jail. She's been seen with Julie Dryce. I'll look into it and then I'll let you know.
But it ain't fair.
Don't argue with me about the unfairness of your position. You killed a man with your hands. Well, if the girl is what you say she is, fine. But stay away from Julie Dryce and his crowd.
I am.
And swallow that temper. Even if somebody hits you in the mouth, I've got a brand new gimmick for you. Call a cop.
Yes, sir.
Because so help me, Slattery. If you get into a fight of your own accord, if you so much as throw one punch, I'll throw you right back in jail.
The American dream, a desire for the good things in life, to move up to better living, doing the things we want to do. Isn't this what all of us want? To enjoy the good things of life. It's the American way to move up in quality. Quality usually costs a lot more. But not always. Schlitz, for example, is one of the finer things of life that everyone can afford. It gives you so much more in refreshment, in satisfaction, too. It's the world's best seller at any price. Move up to quality. Move up to Schlitz. The beer that made Milwaukee famous.
is it?
What are you doing?
Where is it?
You got no right to come in my room.
I got every right in the world. Do I have to keep wrecking this place? You're going to tell me where that gun is?
What gun?
My office got a call that you were rotted.
Oh, it's a gag. Somebody's pulling a gag.
Nobody laughed.
What would I be doing with the gun?
You can get a nice fat apology if I'm wrong.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not mine. I never owned a gun in my whole life.
You got one now.
It's a plant. Somebody planted it here.
Who? Who wants to see you back in the can?
I got a pretty good idea.
Tell me. Tell me.
Julie Dries.
Why?
Well, because Joey Mapes was a friend of his, and he likes Helen.
That's not good enough.
Nothing I could say would be good enough.
Slattery, you've been on parole for 7 months.
I haven't broken one rule, not one law. I didn't even throw a piece of paper on the sidewalk.
Yeah, that's right. You've walked a pretty straight line, and right now that's the only thing in your favor.
Well, it should count for something.
When the state gave me this job, they said I had to use my own judgment. They said I had to know the inside of people. Well, I know part of you. Most of you. Enough to figure you may be telling the truth.
I am. Believe me, I am.
It'll take time to run this gun through.
Yes, sir.
But if you start running, I'll find you.
I won't run.
The police will know who owns this gun.
Yes, sir.
Without any help from you.
Yes, sir.
But if you try to beat the information out of Julie Dries, if you use those hands of yours...
I'll steer clear of them, so help me, I will.
If you don't mind, Slattery, nobody can help you.
Who is it?
It's me, Helen.
It's only 7:45 in the morning. Why am I seeing you so early?
My mom.
Oh, yeah, that figures. I know. She doesn't want me to see you anymore.
Oh, you're always ready to fight back before you get hit. Everybody's not against you, Georgie.
Well, what'd she say?
She wants you to come to dinner tonight.
Me? Dinner at your house?
And what's wrong with my house?
Oh, nothing. I'll wear my best suit. What time?
6:30.
I'll bring her some candy or some flowers or something.
Just bring her a smile, Georgie. That's what she could really use. 6:30.
She'll like me, Helen. She's got to.
She will. Bye.
Bye.
Schlitz.
Boss said hi.
You, all dressed up, huh?
So what?
Is that the suit the state give you when you got sprung?
I bought this.
Oh, you must have a pretty heavy day, huh?
So what if I have?
Well, Jimmy Palace used to live in that apartment. So I don't think that's where you're heading, huh?
All right, Julie, stop with the games. You know that's where I'm going.
I was a pretty good pitcher when I was a kid. Almost tried out for the Dodgers.
Yeah. Some other time you tell me the story of your life. And right now I'm in a hurry.
Yeah, I had an underhand pitch. I could really whip the ball. Yeah, that was my trouble, control. I hurt you, Schlitz? Here, let me help you up.
Can I help him up this time, boss?
No, I think he's got the idea, Sammy. Don't forget your candy. I got ideas for Helen, you know what I mean? So you stay away from her.
He's laying like Joey Mapes. That's Joey Mapes. Come on, Schlitz, you better get out of here.
Helen, they're still there.
If you call the police yourself, it should count for something.
I told you 100 times, I can't.
They'll kill you if you don't.
What do you want me to do? Call them up and tell them I just slugged Julie Dryce and ask them to come over and take me by the hand and lead me home? Armiento told me if I slugged anybody, that was it.
He is no good, that Julie. I tell my son Jimmy 1,000 times, stay away from that Julie. He is no good.
Yeah, but he's smart. He's smart enough to get me over a barrel.
That doesn't make him smart.
Oh, he's smart, all right. He's never been in jail for one night. You know that? Not one night. Everybody knows he runs a racket and they can't even pinch him for jaywalking.
He wants to put you back in jail. He doesn't want the police to do it. He wants to do it. Inside, it will give him pleasure.
There's only one way, and that's in. Back in jail if I call the cops, or in a hole if I don't.
He is not going to kill you. Not that man.
You'll make me wish I was dead. You don't know what they can do to a guy. Oh, Helen. You know, Mrs. Pallas, if I ever get out of this, I'm going to ask Helen to marry me. That is, if she don't mind.
She won't.
First, I got to get out of this, and it doesn't look like I will. O'clock, there's going to be a knock on my door, and I better be there to answer it, because it's going to be Mr. Armiento. I was so proud of myself. Mr. Armiento would have been proud of me. I took the slug in the guts and the rap in the teeth, and I kept my hands in my pockets. And he pushed me just a little bit, and I went blind.
Nobody can blame you.
Oh, Helen, I'm an ex-con. I'm guilty before I get up in the morning. It's 20 to 12.
Jail is better than facing them.
Not for me, it isn't. Being caged like an animal. Every day I die a little bit. If I go back there, it'll kill me for sure.
Georgie. He's alone. The other two have gone.
Maybe I can outrun him. That's it. I'll outrun him. Once I'm back in my apartment, I'll be safe. Thanks for the dinner, Mrs. Pallas.
Pray, Mama.
I'd waited for you all night. All night.
Get him on it! Come on, get him up!
Start running. I'll use this if I have to.
He hit me first.
Assault with a deadly weapon. You weren't so smart this time, Julie.
The ex-con, he started it.
They your witnesses? You okay?
Yeah.
You a doctor?
All right.
What did they hit you with?
Everything but the lamppost.
Lucky thing your girlfriend called the cops.
Oh, so you know what happened, huh?
Neighbors say you really belted him.
I know I shouldn't have hit him. I shouldn't have hit him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hit him.
You got a lot of witnesses think you should have.
I think he loosened a couple of teeth.
They'll tighten up long before Julie Dryce gets out of jail. But not before we trace that gun.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Funny thing about that gun, we dusted it for prints, and all we could find were mine.
Yeah? Well, if a guy was going to hide a gun in his own apartment, he wouldn't wipe the prints off.
We figured that out too, Georgie. Now, it's 5 to 12. The parole officer's got to get himself a cup of coffee, and that'll take at least half an hour. And they'll probably drop in to see you.
Yes, sir.
I had to call them, Georgie.
Oh, that's all right, honey. It's all right.
Mama said no sense in both of us praying. One of us had to call the police.
That's my friend, Mr. Armiento. He said he wouldn't be back at my place until 12:30.
That's over half an hour.
You know, he's real smart, that Mr. Armiento. He knows all about opera and paintings and everything. He knows just how long it takes for a guy to say goodnight to his girl.
American dream, a desire for the good things in life, to move up to better living, doing the things we want to do. Isn't this what all of us want? To enjoy the good things of life. It's the American way to move up in quality. Quality usually costs a lot more, but not always. Schlitz, for example, is one of the finer things of life that everyone can afford. It gives you so much more in refreshment, in satisfaction, too. It's the world's bestseller at any price. Move up to quality. Move up to Schlitz, the beer that made Milwaukee famous.
Your Schlitz Playhouse will present Edmund O'Brien, starring in Town That Slept with the Lights On. In the coming weeks, you will be seeing Tony Curtis, Preston Foster, Jeff Richards, Dan Duryea, Richard Eyre, and Rod Steiger.
America is you.